Hello everyone, my name is Derek and welcome to the Netflix Knowhow, the review show here to help you stop browsing and start watching. Today we have 9, an animated sci-fi film about a group of 9 hand-sewn dolls struggling to survive in a post-apocalyptic world while being hunted by a horrific machine. Sounds like a pretty cool movie, huh?
Wait, I'm a friend.
Are we alone?
No.
Looks like a pretty cool movie, huh? It's not. It's just so not. I remember seeing advertisements for this back in 2009 and it was seriously like the coolest thing I had ever seen up to that point. Dark and stylish visuals? Check. Mysterious and deep atmosphere? Check. Ominous and brooding tone? Check, check, check. That kick-ass song by Coheed and Cambria? It had everything going for it. It was going to be a huge success. And then it actually came out and just, how? How did you screw up a concept this cool and turn it into something this mediocre? So a bit of trivia knowledge for you. 9 is actually based on an Academy Award nominated short student film from 2005 of the same name, and it was expanded into this full-length feature film in 2009. Now the reason I bring that up is because I feel like 9 experienced some pretty severe growing pains in the upgrade to a full-length feature because this movie doesn't really feel like a fully developed film. In many ways, it still feels like a student project. Granted, a very well made and highly polished student project, but a student project nonetheless. It's kind of hard to describe, but the best way I can put it is that it sort of feels like an outline or a rough draft of a movie that got made into a movie before it was supposed to. Let me put it this way. I'm gonna show you this again. Now, based purely on what you saw there, how long do you think this movie should be? That's it! It's only 79 minutes long! I've lit off fireworks that lasted longer than that, and at least those offered some form of excitement. Despite everything that I've shown you from the trailer, and it is a very well made, really exciting trailer, this is such a boring movie experience, and there's no reason why it should be. The concept is good. It is a strong concept about these mysterious dolls living in an abandoned wasteland of a world that's been ravaged by war, and it's about them trying to figure out the mystery of their existence. The main villain, the machine, has a really cool design, and it's absolutely terrifying in a way that almost reminds me of the Terminator movies. And the overall look of the characters and the world and just the design of the entire film and the animation is still absolutely gorgeous, and it holds up to this very day. So why does it fail? Why doesn't any of these things work? Well, the easiest way to put it is that there's no meat on these bones. It's just a bare bones skeleton of a movie. We have these characters who aren't really characters. They're more like cogs in a machine that just kind of move us from scene to scene and feed us exposition on occasion. The story is bland and generic, and it doesn't offer any justification or explanation about anything that's happening around them or why we should care about what's happening. Stuff just happens because, I don't know, it just does. The lore and backstory of this world are actually the most interesting part of the movie, but most of the time it just comes off feeling kind of rushed and glossed over. Every time I was watching a part that was exploring the history of this war-torn world and everything that had happened, I found myself thinking, you know what? That's really cool actually. Why am I not watching this movie? This looks awesome. I could tell there was something very off about this movie 5 minutes in when the main doll character runs into another one of the doll characters, and the very first interaction they have goes something like this. Hey, we're friends now. I have a clubhouse. What? I mean, obviously I'm exaggerating a little bit here, but it's really not that far off from what actually goes down between them. And this is the very first time they meet. They have never seen or heard of each other before this moment, and it just feels like I'm missing something. Like, There should be something there to explain this weird interaction that they're having, and it's just not. It's nothing. The entire movie feels like this, and it's so frustrating because you constantly feel like you're lost even though you haven't actually missed anything that the movie has shown you. It feels like they wrote just enough of a plot to propel things forward, but then forgot to include all of the parts that have the plot make sense and give it meaning to us. It's almost like we're watching a summary of the movie instead of the actual movie. It's weird, it's such an odd thing to watch. Had they taken the time to develop the film properly, this very easily could have been a fantastic movie and an animated classic. But as it is, 9 was probably just better off referencing its own runtime. Thumbs down. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. You can also head over to Facebook and over to Twitter and follow me on there. And as always, if you want to know your flicks, you know where to click. Happy hunting, guys. I'll see you next time.